Hello, good evening, everyone. Good morning and good afternoon, depending where you are. Today we are a bit late. So here we are on Friday night. We are trying a new segment here at Connect Africa where we try to look at the major happenings in the week. So that's what we are going to do. So tonight we are going to look at first the Mali's prime minister resignation. Rather, actually, he was fired by Colonel Assim Goita. So Mali is a country that we have been following closely because as it is one of the countries that formed the Sahel Confederation amongst with Burkina Faso and Niger. Now, this prime minister, since the revolution happened in Mali, it was in 2020. We are going to look at it, something that is unexpected. Secondly, we will look at Miss Universe Nigeria and her winning of first runner up in the Miss Universe 2024 beauty pageant. So that's also, we are going to reflect on that one. Thirdly, we are going to look at also what we reported yesterday, the Adani Group from India, that his fraud, about 265 million fraud, he was charged in the United States, and we reported about that. And following that, actually few hours after, the Kenyan government, Ruto, has cancelled the deal. The main reason that we reported about it is that because it was to Adani Group that William Ruto of Kenya has leased the Kenyan Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, or the national airport of Kenya. So that's why the Kenyans has been protesting, and hopefully we have made a difference and our voice have been heard, and amongst with all Kenyans who have been protesting about this deal. So those are the three things we are going to look at. Now, first, let's start with Mali's prime minister. Here he is, trying to he is basically it's a farewell, and he's meeting his former, can we say, cabinet minister, and kind of a speech. So I am going to read that for you in a second. Just give me a second. So what we try to do before I go ahead and start, the first thing is that the first major happening in the continent, I will try to do today. I will try something new, which is we will try to set up a goal on our YouTube channel in this live stream tonight, where we ask you actually to raise to make a goal of with super chat or super thanks, if you meet that goal, then if we meet that goal, then I will, for example, host a question and answer for you, maybe after I analyze all the major happenings in the continent, or we will set up another live stream where we will do a question and answer. So let me just do that, and of course, with your permission, let's see what if we can achieve this goal or not. Yeah. I think maybe it's on phone is better. Okay, anyway, I don't see it. Maybe it's only on mobile that I can see that. Let me just do the look. Here it is. Now, Prime Minister Maiga. So here is what he said: always keep in mind the success of Mali and the sustainability of the Alliance of Sahel States. Chogol Maiga, that is his name, the former prime minister. Now, why was he fired by the president of Mali, that is Colonel Assimi Goita? He was as revolutionary as Colonel Assimi Goita himself. He is known for his eloquent speech. He was the one, actually, it was this prime minister that represented during the United Nations General Assembly last year, not this September, but the 2023 one, the countries that were not given a chance to be represented, like Niger, because of the revolution that happened. It was orchestrated by France for Niger not to have a representative. So it was this prime minister that spoke also on behalf of Niger and, make Niger's voice to be heard. He's such a good articulator, and I really like him. I don't understand, but let's get into it now. During his farewell, while he's saying goodbye to his cabinet, this is what he said: I did my best to satisfy Malians. If I succeeded, it is thanks to you. These are some of now the last words of the outgoing prime minister, Dr. Chogol Maiga. He addressed his former collaborators, including the members of his cabinet, the heads of the structures attached to the prime minister office, and the support staff. Now, the farewell ceremony, marked by sobriety, was held on the morning of, meaning this Friday, November 22nd, 2024. Its objective was to thank the teams and to offer them encouragement. Quote, work with the same commitment to support the current authorities and ensure that Mali is always at the center of all your actions, quote close. That's what now the former or the outgoing prime minister stressed during the farewell. He also added, always keep in mind the success of Mali and the sustainability of the Alliance of Sahel States, or AES. The enemies are on the lookout. Now, in turn, the acting deputy chief of staff, Yusuf Sanogo, thanked Dr. Maiga, the outgoing prime minister, on behalf of all the collaborators. Thank you for everything. Here is what he said. Thank you for everything you have done for Mali. Please forgive us to the mistakes we may have made. We will continue to serve Mali with commitment. Okay, so it's nice, at least it's not something like with quarreling or something, although it is the president that fired the prime minister. Now the reasons that are coming out are actually for the prime minister to be fired is the prime minister have been heard criticized. He kind of justified his own firing, let's say that, because a couple of times recently he has been heard criticizing the government of Mali, saying that in the mainstream media, this government came through a coup. And but what happened for the people of Mali? It's a revolution. It's something that what they wanted. So he was criticizing for not organizing an election, or it's the transition period is finished, so we have to organize an election. This is a failure, by the leader of Mali. We should have it, because the time given when they came to power was 24 months, and it was actually 2022, or was it 2020? So it has been now anyway more than 24 months. So he's saying we should have done the election. Now, So this is the main reason. Okay, he was quoted over the last weekend, condemning the government or failure to organize election within a promised 24 months transition back to democracy. Well, that word has a problem in Africa. Now, this is a statement actually that angered the ruling generals. A source close to my gut told this news. Now, the leaders who seized power in successive, as they call it, coup or revolution, it was in 2020 and 2021, and they have promised to hold election, but that did not happen. Now, the thing is that, you know, the election, the reason that what they give Niger, Burkina Faso, or Mali, what they are not holding the election is because these countries, all of them, they are dealing, fighting against terrorism. So without really defeating terrorism, they don't want to do that election, because if the elected leader or president or administration, let's say that, if the elected administration, let's say that, becomes the errand boy of France or the West, again, forget it about all defeating terrorism, because we all know how the terrorists ended up in that territory of Sahel in the first place. This terrorist group, they have the same arrival time like France and the United States and NATO in 2011, when they came to throw away Gaddafi's administration in Libya. Okay, it's right after that the terrorists started to emerge. We know who is setting them up. We know who is training them up, and as long as they are there, as long as the French military or the US or whatever, as long as the West is there and our heads of states are continue to be the right hand of the Western governments, those terrorists will be there. It doesn't matter how long it takes, because on one side they are extracting the natural resources, and they bring their military to say, okay, we're going to fight the terrorists, we are going to help you. But what they are doing is actually they are just protecting their business. And so that is their main reason for not holding an election, because we don't know, in the name of democracy, what kind of leadership comes. And without defeating that terrorism, then the country will be back to square one, and nothing, all these progresses that they have made will be just multiplied by zero. That's what is going to happen, and that's what they are trying to prevent. So anyway, from closer sources, I heard that the new prime minister, also who has the same last name like the outgoing one, which is also Maiga, he is also as revolutionary as the first one. And we will see. I think he will continue to do what the former was doing, but the thing is, we will see how it will play. Like what really inspired in the first place this outgoing prime minister to criticize the government, because it's something he himself advocated, that Mali will not hold an election before defeating the terror, this battle against terrorism. And now what changed his mind? Do you think that, it's all politics? Do you think that the West has got him? We don't know, but only time will tell. But definitely the truth will not be hidden from the people. Sooner or later, we will know where his minds is at. So that's all I can say. Greetings, Agro Valley Farm. Greetings, Dejuma Boutique. Welcome. good to have you here. Thank you very much, for being with us and for saying hello. I know many of you, even if you are not here part of the chat section. I'm sure you are just watching wherever you are. So yeah, that's the first part I wanted to touch. That's really major. We did not. It's for the first time, in the Sahel region, that a part of the administration, whether it's a foreign minister or prime minister or whatever, leaving and or being fired up. So it's a first. I didn't like it when really this news came up, but he kind of, all of a sudden, for him to change his direction and start to talk about criticizing the government for something that he himself was part of it, that I find it very strange. It's politics. I don't know. Maybe the French have got him and told him something or promised him, if the election happens, you become the president, and if you become the president, you have to do this and that. And now that is not happening. Okay, maybe they have something on him, and then you know what? It's time for you to go out and to talk about it. So yeah, there must be something that pushed him. So let's only time will tell. It will not be hidden for long. We will all hear it. Mush, greetings. We can't be on the back foot all the time. Eventually the West will strike. um okay, yes, they have likely, yeah, gotten it. That's kind of my assumption. I wish it's not true, but yeah, uh, from the way he was talking and advocating, first we have to defeat terrorism, and then we do the election. Now what changed him, I don't know. So it's something we will see. Now let's move to the next one. Just a second. Okay, so I am setting up on YouTube channel live now. I'm trying this to set a goal. I'm setting a goal for super chat, at least 5 super chats to get from you, from starting from 6 euro and more, or $6 and more. Now, if we achieve that goal, then I will do a question and answer session with you after we after we are through with this analysis. Okay, just give me a second. It's something new I'm trying. Yeah, let's go. So hopefully we will meet our goal. I hope you don't let me down with this one. Okay, actually it recommends to start with 10, but I just put, like, let's say 5 super chats. Let's see. Habiba, hello, hello to you. He is more concerned about a non-existent. Yeah, this is like a democracy. I mean, we have seen how democracy doesn't work in Africa. So I don't know why he even using that word. Okay. Anyways, okay, we move to the next one. Now, next, I would like to look at, Chidimma Adetshina, the Miss Universe Nigeria, and also now the Miss Universe first runner up. Her story is one of a kind. It's really very, very inspiring, that needs to be told. Um, uh, let's see. So yeah, isn't she really beautiful? She's very beautiful. She's like a black goddess. The only thing I would have changed it, if I can change, is that her her hair. I would have made it more look like that represents most of Africans. But it is what it is. But still, she's really beautiful. So you all know how. I'm sure you know the journey of Chidimma Adetshina. She has a Mozambican mother and a Nigerian father, but she grew up in South Africa and she has a citizenship of South Africa. Okay, she's South African. So now she was running to be Miss Universe South Africa. And then, when it is about to happen, she there's this thing came up, the race card, the identity. The South Africans, they love it to talk about race identity, xenophobic attacks. They don't do it against the Indians who are living there. They don't do it against the white people, whether it's the Dutch, the British, the Jews. They don't do it against the white people, against the Indians who are there. They love to do it only against the black people. That's how the xenophobic attack works. Thank you, Dejuma. For lack of a better word, I was struggling. Afrophobia. That's what it is. Okay, xenophobia, Afrophobia. That's what they have, and she was so frustrated that she has to leave this competition, and then she go back to her father's land, to Nigeria. And in Nigeria she went to the birthplace of her father, from that state. So she made it to be Miss Universe Nigeria. And then not only Miss Universe Nigeria, she become actually the finalist, and she wins second place, but also she is Miss Universe first runner up. She's crowned for that as well. But now guess who South Africans have replaced instead of her? Instead of her, they have this white lady, and she was the one who was representing South Africa. But is it for the first time South Africans are represented by a white woman? No, it's actually South Africa has won 3 beauty Miss Universe pageant, and 2 of them are actually white. The one in 1978, which actually doesn't count, it wasn't South Africa, it was just an apartheid country. And then you have one in 2017, which is also white woman. And then you have in 2019, which is a black one, a black lady, a black woman. Okay, really, the hair, everything very authentic. You might I forgot her name, but you might remember her. And now they have, I would say, Chidimma Adetshina is a loss for South Africa, but a profit for Nigeria. The Nigerians have embraced her. There's always something going on between Nigeria and South Africa. This, I know it even when I was working at the African Union. They see both, both countries staffs, like colleagues that are from those. There is this tension every time. It's really crazy, and I don't know why. And they both see themselves as a superpower in economy in the continent, and a very, very, very unpleasant competition between the two. And to get even, to the higher position in the African Union, it's insane. And I see that being now reflected on the international stage when it comes to these countries. Okay. Yeah, so this is it's really a beautiful I like, I like when the underdog wins. I like when these kind of stories are turned around, and uh, give us a very inspiring story, a beautiful one. That's what Chidimma Adetshina did to us. She's very humble. I listened to her interviews also, very grounded, very decent, disciplined, and she says she don't even want to do nothing that has to do beauty pageants, and she just want to work on herself after this. And it was a traumatic experience for her what happened in South Africa. South Africa is just crazy. They just prove who they are again and again. But I cannot say. But again, we have to make a difference. I mean, this is really a dangerous thing. When we say South Africans, not all the population or something. It is the system. Perhaps there is a group of people who are pushing this xenophobic agenda against African people, and even for this Nigerian woman to pull out from here and bring that white lady to represent South Africa. And guess what? Actually, that white woman who represents South Africa, it has nothing to do with the color. I mean, there are beautiful white women, beautiful in a say that who have character wise inside. But the thing is that that's not Africa. That's not Africa. That doesn't represent black people. What we know, the white people in South Africa are the settlers. So the original people are the black people. So they cannot be represented by that. I don't know how South Africans feel. I mean, I'm sure there are South Africans that might tell me, who are you to tell us? So we live side by side, this and that, don't divide us. Well, I tell you, then why you are so against your own people that look like you? This is not normal. Something is wrong. So the one who represents the South African, finally she has to pull out for some kind of health reason. She didn't even make it till the end. That's South Africa for you. Okay. Habiba, am I from Ethiopia? Yes, I'm an Ethiopian. I would say I'm an African born in Ethiopia. I like to put it that way. Pedro Gemot, hello, greetings. Nigerians merely react to South Africa aggressions, which is coming from their media, mostly owned by the Africans' indoctrination to turn them against. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There are a group of people who are pushing and paying black South Africans to push this, go and protest in South Africa against, for Africans to leave the country, that they took our jobs, this and that, go attack them, kill them by machete, shooting them, all kinds of things, crimes. It's very shameful and very sad, yeah. That's as far as Chidimma Adetshina's story is concerned. Anything that I forgot from her, I don't know. So she's back now in Nigeria, and the first one who win is a Norwegian. Was it Norwegian? No, sorry, Denmark. It's all Scandinavian country anyway. It's a Danish woman. And people say, maybe I would love to raise this with you. And I saw on Twitter, or now X, saying that, like calling it racist, the Miss Universe competition, why Miss Universe Nigeria did not win. I mean, for me, I find Miss Universe very beautiful, but of course, beauty is from various angles. I'm not saying the Danish one is not beautiful, but just according to my own judgment, that's it. Now, people were trolling Miss Universe, those who are running that, and calling them racist. Now, I want to ask you, sometimes, I don't know where to put the boundary. Every time, if we say, if an Indian or a white person wins some kind of competition, are we going to are we going to keep on calling that those organizers racist? Is that a right thing to do, really? I don't know. I don't know where is the boundary. Are we really saying this because we found Chidimma Adetshina of Nigeria more beautiful than the Danish woman? Then I accept that, which also I find like that. But if we are just saying because we're Africans and the black people did not win, then that organizer is a racist, then that doesn't make sense. Like, I have a problem with that. What do you think? I don't know. Yeah, I really would love to hear from you. What do you think about that? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's subjective, yeah, but I'm sure there's kind of common standard thing, or yeah, that those organizers or committees set to say that this one is more beautiful than the other. We cannot say every time a black woman win, yay, very good, and then a white woman or Indian or whatever win, oh no, not good, you're racist. No, that's not. We shouldn't do something that we don't want to be. We don't want it to be done to us, so we shouldn't do it also to others. So yeah, let me know what you think. Chogol Maiga is uncorruptible. That's what I find. He's a very, yeah, he was as revolutionary as Asim Goita, very articulated. And mostly, actually, we don't even hear Asim Goita speaking. Actually, it was the prime minister who speaks whenever there is something or meeting or whatever. We hardly hear the president of Mali, Colonel Asim Goita, speaking. It was the prime minister who does everything, and he did it very well. I don't know why. I really want to be proved wrong in this, because I think that the West has something on him. I mean, there must be something that pushed him to say what he said, criticizing for not having election on the said time frame, while he knows exactly what kind of challenges the country is facing with terrorism and the Sahel in general. This is their problem. uh Totally agree. Do unto others as you like them. Do unto you. Yeah, thank you. I don't think I said it correct, but yeah, you put it correct. Now, thirdly, I would like to talk about the Adani Group. You all remember the Adani Group, right? This business mogul from India. He was the one that President William Ruto gave leased the for 30 years the Kenyan National Airport, the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. And back in September, there was an ongoing protest by the airport workers, Kenyans, opposing it, saying that this is not right, because first of all, the way the contract has been handed to this man did not follow the procedure. There was something that they do fast without even looking at others who proposed, also to lease the airport. That is one. Secondly, the business mogul, this Gautam Adani, is accused of, he has so many charges that has to do with bribes and frauds, even at that time was revealed. And Ruto did not listen, actually. The Human Rights Commission of the country, Kenya, has taken the issue and taken the issue to the High Court of Kenya, and saying that there shouldn't be nothing that the government should do to further advance this contract with the Adani Group. That's what they put. So, but we have seen Ruto surpassing every time what the public asks. So this time it looks like maybe he has listened and he saw. Yesterday we all have read, and we did a report here at Connect Africa, that he was charged, Adani was charged for 260 million bribery fraud by the United States. Now, actually, the bribery happened in India, but the United States is accusing him because he started also to invest in a lot of things in the United States. Now, that by itself, why the United States did it, brought him, like that, dragged the man to media, charging him this and that, exposing him. They have their own reason, but for us, it serves us good. Then it serves us good. So we, because of what Kenya was about to do, we can now inform the Kenyan government this is what's happening, and please do not consider this contract. You have to cancel it. That's what actually I said in that video. And hours after that, we heard that William Ruto has cancelled that contract. To who it will be given? Will it be again, procedurally in a right way? We don't know. I mean, they haven't fundamentally, they haven't changed their mind. I mean, the Kenyan government did not change their mind to of leasing this airport to outsiders, like to foreign businesses. It's just that they are canceling the contract with Adani Group. So who will take it this time? Well, knowing Ruto, it could be maybe now by the Western business people that it will be taken. Let's see. Time will tell. It's very. Ruto is very predictable. I mean, it's not hard. He's not that hard politician that you cannot guess anything what his next move is. It's very predictable. He's a very loyal servant to the West. So you can predict which direction he will go. It's very easy. Agree or disagree? Let me know in the chat section. Habiba, you asked why 5. Yes, I set up a goal and I said that starts from €6. It's only about 5. You still can give what, I think it starts from €2. But the goal is to have those 5 super chats donating, starting from €6. So I count on you. Hopefully you don't let me down at the end of this live stream, that we will fulfill this goal. So please go ahead and do what you have to do. Donate to the channel. Yeah, we don't know. That's what we said. Okay, I don't know, Habiba, what you want, but we said we don't know. But we can all speculate. We are free to do that in the absence of any information. But we are told he criticized the government. That is where it starts. Okay, what details? Maybe we will hear it in the future. Yeah, now let's go. I want to read to you what came out from Kenya canceling this contract. Just a second. It was Ghana Web that published it. Mm-hmm. Okay, here it goes. Now, it says Kenya cancels billionaire Adani's airport and power line deals following US bribery charges. It's not only Kenya, by the way. Also, this man is given a deal from Tanzania, the Tanzanian port as well. So Tanzania also should be careful. Hopefully, what's her name? The President President Samia Suluhu will listen to this and cancel that contract that is given to Adani. Okay, because Adani is a criminal. You have yesterday on my report, I have read to you what researchers in Australia came up with, the number of crimes that he has done. He let the whole ship sink in a sea with a coal, destroying the environment. That's what he did. He also there were crimes that workers were killed in their workplace, and a lot of environmental destruction, and not doing anything, and then bribery, frauds. Now the group of Australians, because he was about to invest in Australia, and they came up, it's a 16-page research work, and it's really mind-blowing. I'm sure Ruto has an advisor, President Samia Suluhu has an advisor. So who has to go on the background of this kind of investors? And I don't think they will miss it. Just like I Googled and I found it, they can find it. But like, to put a blind eye and then just let him by with all those criminal backgrounds of this group, this business group, it's really, I don't know what you're thinking. If aren't you serving? Forget the politicians, where are the business people of Kenya, the intellectuals of Kenyans? Where are the lawyers, the civil society organizations? Why don't you present this finding to your government and force him to cancel it? Now that the Ruto is doing it because the United States is doing it, when the United States does, everybody will follow. By the way, it's not only African heads of states, also Europe does it. When the United States say, oh, apply additional tariff on the Chinese electric vehicles, Europe also does. Europe is the backyard of United States anyway. Europe also follow and do it. Okay. So when United States say jump, our leaders also say they will just jump. I mean, they don't even ask how long. Maybe they will ask how long, just to please the United States. So Ruto did not imagine, he did not listen the Human Rights Commission of Kenya. He did not listen the court decision. He did not listen the protest of his own people. He only listened. In other words, this is an insult actually to us as an African, or to Kenyans, to my brothers, sisters in Kenya. It's an insult because he is doing this because the United States has come up with this headline exposing the man with 260 million bribery fraud. If that wasn't there, if that headline wasn't there, he will not do it. Can you imagine? This man Ruto is a liability. He needs to be removed. Yeah, that is what it is. I promised to pin that research finding by a group of Australian researchers. I will find it now and I will pin it. It's really mind blowing what you will read there. Okay, now let me continue to read this. Kenyan President William Ruto announced on Thursday the cancellation of a procurement process that would have handed control of the country's main airport to India's Adani Group, citing the indictment of the company's founder in the United States. According to US prosecutors, Adani and his executives allegedly promised over 250 million in bribes to secure solar energy contracts from the Indian government between 2020 and 2024. Ruto also ordered the termination of a $760 million, a 30-year public-private partnership deal signed last month by the Energy Ministry with an Adani Group subsidiary to build power transmission lines, Reuters reported. Oh my God. So it wasn't only actually the national airport. It was also this energy sector that they were about to give it to give to him. It's crazy, you know. Let me just give a Osman Kone and Constructive Economics. Thank you so much for your donation. You actually excelled what we have asked. So thank you for your super sticker. Osman from €5 or $5, and Constructive Economics actually $10. Thank you very much. Really, thank you, my Constructive Economics said, thank you, my sister, for all that you do. I'm a Nigerian American watching you. Oh, that really warms my heart. Thank you so much. I would love to hear from my Niger brothers and sisters because I am so consumed. It's in fact so unhealthy for me, but again, because I believe it needs to be exposed what Bola Tinubu is doing, why my Nigerian people are not getting it, because it's I really love Nigeria, and you have such an important people, in big places doing an amazing work. But when it comes to politics, I don't know. It's crazy. But thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. So we three more super thanks or super chat, then we fulfill our goal for today. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah. Now let me go on with this article. So here is what Ruto said. Okay, quote: I have directed agencies within the Ministry of Transport and within the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum to immediately cancel the ongoing procurement, Ruto said in his State of the Nation address. I have stated in the past, again, quote, I have stated in the past, and I reiterate today, that in the face of undisputed evidence or credible information on corruption, I will not hesitate to take decisive action. Are you serious? When your people tells you that this man has a fraud history, you did not believe. Now when the United States tells you, you are telling us this is undisputed, what does he call it again? Undisputed evidence. Because the United States said it. But when the Kenyans tells you, the Human Rights Commission of Kenya tells you, it was not undisputed evidence. It was a disputed evidence for you. That's what you are telling us. Sometimes, our heads of state, they think that we are stupid, that we don't understand nothing. It's, the level of disrespect. I don't know what they think of us sometimes. Okay. The article goes on. What was it says? U.S. authorities revealed on Wednesday that Gautam Adani, one of the world's wealthiest individuals, and 7 other defendants allegedly paid approximately 265 million in bribes to Indian government officials. I told you, look, it happened in India, but the US is dragging him. In a statement on Thursday, an Adani Group spokesperson said the allegations are baseless and denied. Meanwhile, Kenyan Energy Minister Opiyo Wandayi asserted on Thursday that no bribery or corruption was involved in awarding the transmission lines contract to Adani Group. Well, you may say that, but the Human Rights Commission have compiled its research and said that the Human Rights Commission of Kenya, the way that it was handed this contract to Adani Group is without following the procedure. So it was somewhere something happened. This man is Adani. Gautam Adani is a very good friend of uh, the non-biological brother or something. That's how the Indian journalists call him, by the way. And to Prime Minister Modi. And Prime Minister Modi, so many times this kind of things came to his attention, and he just disqualifies it as lies and abuse. Yeah, those are his words. So he will never accept anything. You know how these private business moguls are treated by the power people, and they use them first of all for the economy in investment that they are bringing to other countries. Not really it's going to benefit the other country, because indirectly it benefits them as well. And also perhaps maybe their election campaign money comes from them. You know how they are funded, how these private business people are involved with the people who are running for power, presidential or whatever. So there must be some connection. But he is really like Modi's Prime Minister Modi's right hand, and nothing will separate them. Even if the United States is saying this, I don't think India will do nothing. Even you can see different media in in India accusing this, and why he's not brought in the face of justice. But nothing happened to the man up until now, or to his whole administration. Let me find that, if I can find that research result by the Australian people. Give me a second. Try to fulfill this goal today. Then I can host a question and answer with you, a random one. I can invite people and you can ask. Yeah, I don't seem to find it. That's very strange. Oh, here it is. I find it. Give me a second. I'm gonna paste it here. I want to share it with you. I see the article. On which article? You mean about Adani's charges? Sorry. Okay. Look, I even want to make it bigger. Let me just myself smaller here. Here. Here is this is a research. It's look, it's 16 pages. Governance and operation of the Northern Australia Infrastructure Facility. Those are the one who published this, the Adani Files, a short history of corruption, destruction, and criminal activity. My goodness. Look, the contents are key findings. Who is Adani and what do they want? Environmental destruction and abuse of local communities, crime and corruption, a dodgy setup for dodging taxes, disease, illness, and exploitation at Adani work sites, and then conclusion. Now, these are the key findings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, in summary, let me just read to you these key findings. It's mind blowing, seriously. Yeah, he goes with him, it could be the business oil, whatever, but the man works in various section. He has the Adani Group works in various section, in ports, leasing ports, in energy he works, different transport in transport, also in different sector. Yeah, oil is also part of energy. Let me just read this for you, please. Key finding number one. Excuse me. In 2011, a ship carrying Adani coal sank off the coast of Mumbai, devastating beach tourism and marine life. Adani did nothing to clean up the mess for five years. Adani cannot be trusted to operate in the Great Barrier Reef. That means where he applied to do this business in Australia, Great Barrier Reef River, because they are showing to their government what he did in his own country in Mumbai River, that he let a ship to sink with a coal and let it there sit there for 5 years without doing nothing, not trying to take it out or whatever, and destroying the environment and the marine life there. So we cannot trust him with our own. That's what they say. Key finding number two. Listen. Adani's Australian CEO was director of operations at another mining company when it poisoned a river in Zambia that people relied on to survive. Adani hid this from the Australian government. Adani cannot be trusted with Queensland's water. You see, they are bringing to the government what he did in on a river in Zambia, how he poisoned it. This is a river in Zambia that the people relied on it, whether it is to drink, to wash, whatever, but the people are using it. And he poisoned that and he did nothing. So how can we trust him with our own river, Queensland, what they call Queensland water? Key finding number three. There have been diseases, illness, and injuries at Adani workplaces. Reports show Adani have exploited and underpaid their workforce, including using child labor. Adani cannot be trusted to follow the rules and look after workers in Australia. They're saying, look, this is a man who is found, guilty of work in his workplace. People have been found dead, and then suffering from illness and with child labor. Then how can we trust him? He will follow our rules and regulation when it comes to manpower. Yeah, so that's what they're saying. We cannot trust him that he will obey the rule, because this man, many times he has been trespassing the law. Key finding number four. Adani uses dodgy tax havens in the Cayman Islands to hide assets and revenue. 13 of the 26 Adani subsidiaries registered in Australia are ultimately owned in the Cayman Islands. Companies who pay their taxes don't register themselves in the Cayman Islands. So if he's registered there, why he's not registered for tax in Australia? That's what they're saying. Anyway, he cannot be trusted. Key finding number five. Adani was involved in a bribery scandal that involved bribing customs officials, the police, the State Pollution Control Board, and more. Companies who obey the law don't have to pay bribes. So this man, in other words, do not obey the law. Why should we trust him? That's what they are saying. Okay, so these are the key findings. You can get it also. Let me just put it here. I'm gonna put it in the chat section. Read it for yourself here. Yeah, much easier. It's mind blowing, seriously. It's a typo, no problem. Constructive economics. Thank you. I understand. Uh, yeah, so those are now the three topics I wanted to focus as we wrap up this week. What happened in Africa. Those are the things I wanted to look at, and let us know if there is any other thing that you think is a major happening in the continent or in the world, but that impacts Africa. So let us know in the comment section. If you have any question, I would like to hear it. But the question and answer session that I promised can happen only when you fulfill the goal. Come on, it's just 5 people. I see here 17 people. So 2 of them have done it. So we need 3 more people to fulfill my goal here. I just started this. I never have done this. I never even asked for people to do super chat or whatever, super sticker. It's the first time for me, so I want you to try it, and it's good. For us we want to serve you full time here, to give it more time, do more research. There is a lot that is happening in the world and in the continent as well that impacts us Africans, whether we're at home or abroad. And we want to follow that one by one and give you the African perspective before a mainstream media come and bombard you from the Western perspective. That's what we want to do, give you the African perspective. And to do that, to do it full time, how hard it is. So we really wanted to try this. Okay, let's see how it goes. Yeah, but in any case, those who have supported, thank you very much again for your kind support. If there is anything related to the topic, please drop it in the chat section and I will address it. Mush said Miss Universe promotes European beauty standards or European standards of beauty. Well, I think I kind of agree. Yeah, you're right. But then what is African beauty then? With all our judges and everything, how do we know our own people are not also following the European standard beauty to select or choose a Miss Nigeria or Miss Ethiopia or Miss South Africa? It doesn't matter, wherever. Maybe perhaps they are just using the same curriculum or measurements. What's the way? All we do is copy paste, isn't it? We can't even, for something, we are a people that actually copy paste the mainstream media like BBC, CNN, or whatever, or Al Jazeera, for what's happening in the continent, instead of giving it an African perspective, and instead of you sending your journalist in your neighboring country and find out the real reason and bring the African perspective, you actually choose to give us, I say, those African media, state medias, you choose to copy paste what CNN said or Reuters said or Al Jazeera said or France 24 said. You don't give anything fresh thing, to what's happening in the world or in Africa that really matters to us. Yeah, so it's 1 hour, I think. Let's call it here. Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. Let us know in the comment section, if you have any other major happening. Maybe we will come back on it over the weekend. But thank you all for tuning in. And I will see you tomorrow again. We have an exciting program on reparation. You know, we will bring you here the stay tuned in. We will bring you Ambassador David Commission, who is an ambassador of Barbados to CARICOM. And, as you know, Barbados is a country that is really on the front line advocating for reparations. And we will learn a lot from that. So tune in, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that you will be notified whenever there is a live stream or a new video is uploaded, so you don't miss it. You can also ask questions, so please do not miss this program. Oh, interesting. Okay, you are from Barbados, Pedro. Very interesting. Nice. Good to see you. And also give it a like if you find it informative and relevant enough for you. Give it thumbs up. Come on, don't be greedy. And share the video with others. That's how we can empower each other with information and knowledge. Please also donate to our PayPal account. You can find it in the description section. Let me see if I can also drop it here, that PayPal account. A second. Sorry. Here is our PayPal account. You can donate any amount, it doesn't matter. So yeah, that will help us really to be here more often. Thank you and have a good evening. And I will see you tomorrow on the next programs as well. But you help us really by subscribing and sharing the video. Also, that way the YouTube algorithm can work in our favor. Thank you and bye bye. Thank you so much for those who have donated. We are grateful for that kind donation, but also those of you who were here suggesting, commenting, asking questions. We don't take it for granted. It means really a lot for us. We really appreciate you. Are the one who keeps us going. Trust me, for me to go back to the video, watch all the comments, and I appreciate whether it's 1 minute, 2 minutes that you are taking from your busy schedule and listen and comment. Then that means a lot, really. So thank you so much. Bye bye.